JT Miller.
Yes.
Remember him? Has been named the 29th captain of the New York Rangers.
Wow.
Number 8 in your lucky number program.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, Donnie. I'm not surprised.
Well, if you look on Twitter, Ranger fans are wondering what Adam Fox's reaction would be. Some people thinking Vincent Trocheck would have been a candidate as well.
Yeah.
Artemi Panarin as well. But it goes to JT Miller. What an impression he has made, clearly, on the Rangers coaching staff and management to be named after a short period of time back with the Rangers, captain of the team. 32 games for JT Miller in all after the trade in late January from the Canucks back to the Rangers. Remember, he started his career with New York. 32 games, 13 goals, 22 assists, 35 points in those 32 games, 76 hits. They were impressed by him.
Absolutely. Whether you like or hate Miller, and there's people in both camps, Donnie, that you cannot deny this guy cares. He hates to lose. He's got hard skill. You mentioned the 76 hits in 32 games. Where's the hard skill for the Canucks in their top 6 other than Evander Kane? That's important to people, Donnie, hard skill. Drags the team into the fight, plays with passion, defends his teammates. He did all that in Vancouver.
So why'd they trade him?
Whoa, that's a loaded question. It's not good when you trade a guy and he ends up in a captain in another team because you're losing leadership. You can't have enough leaders. Dave King, the old great Canadian coach, used to say you can't have enough culture carriers in your dressing room. And I know, before you throw it in my face, Miller, Pettersson, they were both blamed. They were both to blame. That whole season last year is on those two guys. Mm-hmm. You know, two guys that couldn't get along, screwed up the dressing room. That's on both of them, Donnie. Not on one, but on both of them.
And yet, locker room troubles, dressing room troubles in Vancouver, but the Rangers don't care about that. Apparently, he's been on his best behavior.
Yeah, he was
with the Rangers.
Yeah, and they named him captain, knowing what he did in Vancouver. Well, not what he did, but what Pettersson and Miller went through. They did before the Rangers traded for JT Miller at the deadline. You know what they did, Don? They did a ton of research into Miller. Yeah. Pettersson. They did a ton of research into Miller and Pettersson.
So if what he did with the Canucks was so bad,
that's it.
Why would the Rangers look into that and then say, you know what, there's our captain?
That's it. Not only did they...
It's interesting. You know what? Look, we can speculate all we want. Nobody really knows at this point what happened, other than the people in that room.
Those two guys.
Well, and people in that room know exactly
sure.
what happened. I can't wait to... I'm sorry, this is a part of me. I can't wait to hear exactly what happened. You know, was it so bad that Miller had to go? And look, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
So many of the Canucks problems, and maybe the trade for Miller, the Miller trade works out for the Canucks. I'm not sure. Yeah. Right? Mancini, Hedl. Pettersson on defense. We'll see. But the biggest problem with the Canucks is Elias Pettersson's contract.
Yeah.
I mean, they traded the better player, in my opinion, anyway, the better leader, and the way better contract. If it was between those two, they were
trying to move both.
Well, they couldn't trade Elias Pettersson.
They were close. They were close to Carolina, and then Carolina shifted towards Rantanen. Then it was over. Here's another one.
Easier to trade Miller, though, given the contract.
Yeah. And here's another one for you. If you asked Rick Tocchet privately, if you said, Rick, just a cup of tea privately, you said, Rick.
I'm sure I'd have a cup of tea privately with Rick.
What's wrong with having a cup of tea? You don't like tea?
I like tea.
I love tea.
I grew up on tea.
I grew up on Nestle. What was the tea? The big one, the famous one. Nestle. Tetley. What?
Lipton.
Yeah. Anyways, if you're having tea with Tocchet, and you ask him privately, who do you want to keep? Who do you want to keep, Pettersson or Miller? 100%. He says Miller. You know why? Because that was a heart and soul guy.
What, you defended Pettersson last year.
Stop it, Don. He was Tocchet's type of guy. Heart and soul, hard skill. He could fight. The body checks, 76 in 32 games last year with the Rangers. He was a Tocchet guy, and it killed Tocchet. They traded him.
Let's get to the poll question, if you don't mind, Ryan. It's hard to take, I think, for a lot of Canuck fans. And look, we'll find out the story, and then maybe opinions change after that. But I mentioned, I think he's the better player. the better leader, the better contract, and now he's being celebrated,
Yes.
being rewarded by one of hockey's most iconic franchises. It's hard to